of a maker's life, and today we're gonna cook some of my favorite recipes, although I have a lot of explanation to do with my sourdough, so I won't get to cook my sourdough yet, but I'll explain why later. But what's going on this week? Let's see. Ed is in Minnesota visiting his brother, and his younger brother, who is my age, went up with him. And they're having a great time. Ed was telling me this morning all about, I guess his younger brother got a smaller car, and Walt, his older brother, has Parkinson's, and he's in a wheelchair now. So they shoved Ed in the back seat with the walker. He had a walker, and not a wheelchair, walker. Although he is in a wheelchair, but he was using a walker. Anyway, Ed said he was shoved in the back seat with the walker. He said he was so squished, and then Earl turned the heater on, and for 15 minutes they tried to figure out how to turn on the air conditioner. Now, I just laughed, just envisioning these three guys who are successful businessmen, have all owned businesses, well, Walt managed businesses, and they can't figure out how to turn the air conditioner on. Car. Anyway, it made me laugh. So, also I had a lot of people who questioned whether Ed watched Hallmark movies. And really, he really does watch Hallmark movies. So I asked him, because I like action and horror movies. That's what I tend to go to. I don't like drama. I don't like anything real life. I don't want to face reality when I'm watching movies. So I mean, every once in a while I'll watch a drama, but typically it's action, thriller, horror. So I asked Ed what his favorite shows were. And his all-time favorite is Heartland. And I started watching that for a while with him because, you know, Stitchy Spot number 3, I wanted to be able to sit here and watch TV with him and cross stitch. But it is so slow. I mean, the fastest thing on there are the horses. So I am not a Heartland fan. And sorry for all of you who are. But anyway, that's his all-time favorite. Right now, he's watching Sullivan's Crossing. And he says it's like Heartland. So he's really enjoying that one. He and Simona, when they were young, well, I guess they were both younger. When Simona was young, like 12, 13 years old, Ed would take Simona to the movies. And the first movie they ever went to go watch was Bring It On. And if you don't know that, it's a cheerleading competition movie. And I don't remember who the actresses are that are the main actresses. I think it's Kristen Dunst, but I'm not totally positive. Anyway, it was like one of my favorite moments with them because they came in cheering into the house and Ed was trying to do cheerleading moves. Anyway, he is a cutie. He's a keeper. So anyway, he does watch Hallmark movies every Christmas. He loves to watch them in that row. He watches the guide and follows that guide that I posted. So I'm coming up with my own guide for those of you who like thriller, action, and horror movies for Christmas. Anyway, so today I'm going to be showing you how I do my hard-boiled eggs in Instapot. I don't know if any of you do that. I just recently learned. I always had a hard-boiled egg cooker, and I just found out you can do them in your Instapot, and they're so good. They're so much better. And then I'm going to make this flattened chicken. And lastly, what's the last? Oh, I'm going to show you how I do the Cowboy Candy. So I'm not going to show you all of the water bathing but I'll explain it. I'll basically explain it. Because I definitely will can this for the winter time, because Ed goes through this like it's candy. So anyway, that's what we're going to be working on. I was going to do the sourdough, but you know, Anna and I hung out yesterday at Acorns and Threads, and Anna had sent me this meme. I guess it's a meme or a reel. Maybe it's a reel. Of this little boy crying because his mom kept making sourdough and he was tired of sourdough and blah, 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 blah. So I want to do sourdough. I know how to make bread, but because of my autoimmune disease, the fermented bread is better for my gut issues. So that's why I wanted to learn how to make sourdough bread. Well, Anna was telling everybody it's like my baby. It's like my baby. And then I looked at her and I said, I literally killed one of my babies then. Because I had 2 babies and one baby was not growing and was getting really watery. And I thought, what in the world am I doing wrong? So I know I forgot to put in the description of my last video any of my links of my sourdough, so I will for sure put it in this one. But I went and watched my sourdough guy, which is Grant Bakes, and he was explaining how to fix that, because I really thought I killed it. I was about to throw it down the drain, which you're not supposed to do. And side note, I thought I'm going to try and see, because I talked to my sister Colleen and she said I always put mine down the drain, and I thought, well, maybe it's just a wives' tale, you can't put it down the drain. So I poured some in the bottom of my sink, like a 12 by 12 patch, to see what it would do. And I let it harden as if it was just sitting in your pipes. And like my rice story, it might have been okay had I run a lot of water down and kept letting it run, which is a big waste of water. But maybe with the sourdough starter, if you let the water run, maybe it would wash it down. But I'm telling you, when it dried, it was like a rock on my sink. I had to get a scraper, a plastic bread scraper, and scrape it out of the bottom of my sink, even with water on it. So yeah, be careful of when you put sourdough starter down your drain. I am not doing that. I'm not getting in trouble again. It will make me go clean the pipes out, and I am not about to do that. So anyway, back to my sourdough starter. So I watched Grant Bakes, and I thought, okay, my sourdough starter has like little tiny bubbles. It's not like super happy and active like my other one was that I put in the refrigerator. So I thought, okay, this is a science experiment, and let's see what I'm feeling about it. So as I stirred it up, I thought, okay, it's got little bubbles, so it's trying. But it felt really soupy and runny. So instead of taking sourdough out, I just added a half a cup of whole wheat flour, because he said to add whole wheat to recoup your sourdough starter. And I just stirred it in, and I thought, well, we'll see what's happening. If this doesn't work, I can toss the baby out. And then, sounds so weird to talk about that. And then get out the one in my refrigerator. So after probably 12 hours, I looked at it, and it was really starting to bubble. It was still a little soupy. So at 24 hours, I added another half cup, no water to either one of those, and stirred it in. And by this morning, it was really starting to get bubbles. So I think tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out 50 grams of starter, and then I'm going to add 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour, which weigh differently, so they end up being a different amount. And stir that in, and I bet you by tomorrow it'll be perfect, because it's not soupy anymore. It's like an actual sourdough starter. So it's been an interesting experiment. Granted, I think it does tend to, if you're like me, if you think like me, I went off script. I did not feed my sourdough starter after day 5. I didn't feed it every single day. Or after day 7, I did not feed it every single day because I wanted to see what it would do. And clearly it didn't work great because I killed it. Or I didn't kill it. It was like not super happy. But I think it would have still been good as discard. So for discard recipes. But all that to say that after all the mess ups I did on the sourdough after day 7 because I was just busy with life, it still is coming out great. So I'm really looking forward to this journey. I think it's not near as hard as everybody makes it out to be. And it seems to be very forgiving. So if I get sick from this, I'll let you know. But I don't think so. I think it smells perfect, it looks good, and I'm really looking forward to making some bread. I can't decide if I'm going to make sandwich bread or just a rustic loaf first. But either way, I'm really excited about it. So that's my sourdough journey today. So right now what I have to do, it's beautiful out here in the Pacific Northwest. I keep looking out the window because there are squirrels that are running around out there. And if they knew, Ed keeps trapping them and driving them over to our friend's house, dropping them off, because he lives on a lot of acreage. I mean, a lot of acreage. And they get into the chicken food and eat the chicken food. So we try to keep them away. Anyway, they're very distracting out there because they're running like crazy around the trees. But what I have to do now is go down to the garden and pick my peppers and whatever I have there. And I'll show you when I'm getting ready to start what I got out of the garden. So we'll see you soon. Oh, I also forgot that at the end of this video, I'm going to have a special announcement. So hopefully you watch to the end. All right, I'm heading out to the garden. Hi friends. Okay, so I haven't gone down the garden yet because I thought I'd get my eggs going, and then maybe they'll be done by the time I get back. So I don't know if any of you have an Instapot, but I am learning so much about this. I have cooked some whole chickens, my hard-boiled eggs, rice, lots of things in this, and I'm really enjoying it because I have a relatively small kitchen, and so if I can get rid of appliances, if I can have them all in one and they actually work, I love that. So my Instapot, that is a good one. So first thing you do, take the lid off, which is a good thing. And right now our chickens aren't laying, right? I just have chicks, so I had to go buy eggs, which are hard to find really good ones like what we are able to get from our chickens. But I got some eggs, and you have to have the little, I don't know, trivet thing in there. And all you do is put that in there, add a cup of water, and your eggs. And I just put them in a ring around. I put a dozen, fits in here perfectly. And so that's what I do. I eat eggs. For me, I need a lot of protein, more protein than most. So, because I get tired really easily. So I eat eggs as snacks for extra protein. So I have the 12 eggs down in the bottom. This is so easy. Put the lid on. And then there is a spot down here that says egg. And you just hit the button. Oops, I'm on pressure cook. Oops. Okay, go back. Go back. Cancel. Cancel. If all else fails, cancel or unplug. So I want to get over to egg. So you just turn it to egg, and when it gets lit, this says it starts at 6 minutes. I only want it at 5. There's a 5-5-5 theory that if you cook it in the Instapot for 5 minutes, let it decompress for 5 minutes, and then put it in cold water for 5 minutes, that your eggs are really easy to peel. I don't put them in the cold water. I just let them sit in here and rest. But I've never had a problem with my eggs not being able to be peeled. So I'm going to turn it down to 5 minutes. Wait, okay. Oh, there we go. 5 minutes. And then the pressure is on high, and the delay is off, and keep warm is on. Maybe I don't want keep warm on. Keep warm off, and then you just press start. Now, you have to make sure that my pressure cooker always leaves, you have to press mine to let the pressure out. But we have a lot of issues with the paint buckling on our cabinets. So I always turn it around just in case that pressure the steam starts coming out. So, oh, sorry. So anyway, that's it. And I'm going to go down to the garden now, pick my vegetables. By the time I get back, it's going to be done. Wow, look at that all. Isn't that amazing? What a blessing, what a bounty. So many peppers, and I got 3 pumpkins out of the garden, and I'm still getting squash. I just got some yellow zucchini. My eggs are all done, so they're cooling, and I'm just amazed. I love gardening. It's the best. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to start doing the cowboy candy. So off we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is chop up my jalapenos, and I need 3 pounds of them. The recipe I'll put down in the description below, the recipe from my family, but it calls for strips of peppers. But what I like to do, and I don't just use jalapeno, I use anything we grow, any kind of pepper we grow, and I take all the seeds out, I strip the seeds out, and then I cut them in rings, because we kind of like slices better. So instead of long skinny ones, we like them the other way. So I'm going to start doing that, but the biggest suggestion I would make if you're cutting up jalapenos or any kind of pepper is wear gloves. Let's see, 2 or 3 times ago, I didn't wear gloves when I did this, and my fingers literally burnt for 3 days. So that's my first suggestion, is wear gloves. I like these black ones. They have no powder on the outside, and they're food grade, so they work for me. And I'm allergic to literally everything, so on my skin, not internally, but my skin. So I have to be very careful. No latex, none of that stuff on there. Okay, I'm going to point the camera down a little closer to my board, so I'll be right back. Okay, so these are all washed and ready to go. I cut the top off. Oops, that's the junk pile. And the bottom off. And I just cut them in half. And then I take all the seeds out of the middle. Sometimes I leave some in because Ed actually likes spicy and I don't. But Anyway, I leave them in sometimes. Okay. Then I just cut them in chunks. Just like that. And I need 3 pounds. So we like ours kind of like that. Oops, kind of like that. So I need 3 pounds of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting up all these peppers, and I'm not gonna make you have to sit through those. And then I'll be back. All right. Okay, we're back. And since I haven't figured out how to get this camera different so I can stand up and cook at the same time, I'm gonna be down here. So here we go. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna add 2 cups of apple cider vinegar to a pan. I just cut up all the jalapenos, and oh my gosh, it's so nice not having hot hands for once. I'm just gonna put in the rest. See, this is how I go off script. And then you add 2 teaspoons of salt, and this is kosher salt. I like using kosher salt. So there's that. And then this is the really unhealthy part. You're going to use 4 cups of sugar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now we're going to turn it on medium heat, and we're going to heat this all up till it dissolves. Till the sugar and salt are dissolved into the apple cider vinegar. And then once this is all cooked up, I'll cook the jalapenos in here for about 15 minutes. And then once that's all done, I'm going to cover it and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Then I'm going to put it in clean jars. This is the water bathing part. And I use wide mouth quart jars because we go through it really quick. So you're going to put it in clean jars. You're just going to put the lid on and then put the ring on, just finger tight, not super tight, and put it in your water bath canner, and you're only going to process it for 10 minutes. And then you take them out of there and let them seal. So I don't have any left, otherwise I would show you what they look like done. But in another video, I'll show you them all done. So we're gonna let this cook up, and then I'm gonna show you when I put the jalapenos in. All right? All right, I forgot to show you me putting the jalapenos in, but they're all in there. And now this has just got to come to a boil. And then I'm going to let it just simmer here for a few minutes. So there we go. Now we just wait. Okay. So it's all cooked down now. And this is basically what it's looking like. Ow! That was hot. But that's basically what it's looking like. So I'm going to stop this and clean this up. Okay, so it's all cooked down and it's ready to put into the refrigerator. And basically this is what it looks like. So it looks like this. And by tomorrow, all that seasoning will be mixed in, the sugar, the salt, with the jalapenos, and it'll be yummy. So that's Cowboy Candy. And I think what I'll do is when I do the canning tomorrow, I'll probably do a video and insert it so that you see how I do my water bath canning. So hopefully that'll be helpful. All right, I'll talk to you in a few more minutes. I gotta clean up and then I'll meet you back at the couch. All right. Welcome back. Is that better than all right? I say all right a lot. Oh, okay. Well, that was the recipe for the cowboy candy. And tomorrow I'm going to do another video because this video is going to get too long if I do the chicken. But I'll do the chicken tomorrow. And I'll also do the water bath canning of the cowboy candy. So that'll be a shorter video. I sure hope so. Anyway, so mark your calendars, August 18th. I'm going to have a stitchy day over here with my friends, and there will be Anna, Stitch Roadie, Quilt Roadies, hopefully Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, and Janine of Acorns and Threads, and we're gonna have a stitchy day. And so we're just gonna bring you into our stitchy day, and it won't be live, but hopefully when you watch it, you'll be able to sit down with your stitching stuff or your quilting or while you're cooking and just join in with us. We'll just be chatting away. And anyway, mark your calendars, August 18th. That's a Monday, and I'll probably have that posted Tuesday or Wednesday. So instead of the normal Saturday, it'll be a little bit earlier. So anyway, that's it for this video. I think that's it. And I hope you have a great week. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, it just means a lot to me, and I appreciate all the comments. I try to answer every single one. And I look forward to the next video. And I will see you later, and have a good night. Bye.